Hey, I'm David. I'm a conductor based in Basel, Switzerland, and today I'll tune my harpsichord by ear and I'm going to show you how I do it. Okay, first 3 basics. 2 easy ones and 1 not so easy one. First basic. My harpsichord has 12 keys per octave, so I can and must only tune 12 notes. Basic number 2. The easiest and most frequently used method for tuning is to start with a certain note and then tune the note a fifth higher or lower. Repeat this 11 times and all notes are tuned. Now for the not so easy basic number 3. As you might know, the distances or intervals between 2 tones can be pure, physically pure. You can hear that. It sounds very nice, very stable, very sonorous. But unfortunately there is no system in which every note has a pure interval to every other note. So how do we decide then which intervals to tune purely and which ones should be impure? The answer to this question is actually not one answer but many, and those answers are called temperaments. A temperament is basically just an instruction that tells you which intervals should be impure and to what degree. An example is the popular Meantone temperament. This is what it looks like. Here you can see how much every interval should differ from its pure state. Okay, now let's get started. I will use a method that I was taught by Johannes Keller, a professional harpsichordist and an expert for tuning systems. To tune your instrument, you need the right tuning hammer that fits your pins and around 30 minutes. If you turn the tuning hammer clockwise, you tighten the string, the sound gets higher. So. If you turn it counterclockwise, you will loosen the string, the sound gets lower. Don't be scared, but always tune very carefully or you might break the string. Step 1. Choose a reference pitch and a temperament. If you're playing by yourself, the reference pitch doesn't really matter, but if you're in a group, in an ensemble, you may want to agree on a commonly used one. I will play French repertoire from the 17th century today, so I will use a reference pitch that was probably in use at the time, a rather low A with 395 Hz. So, first we need to find the right pin to the A. To do that, you touch the string with the tuning hammer. Now you know which string the A is, and you can follow this one to the pin. Now you need the reference pitch, and I use this thing to produce the sound. You can use a tuning fork instead, whatever you like. Okay. When in doubt, first lower the string and then pull it up until you reach exactly the sound you're hearing. First note tuned. My temperament will be Meantone temperament. There are many possibilities for this kind of repertoire, but today I decided to try this one. Step 2. Tune fifths down from your reference pitch using the instructions of your temperament. These fifths are all smaller than pure by the same amount, a quarter of a syntonic comma. At the beginning this is not easy to tune by ear, but there is a nice trick. Before we tune the fifths, we use a little helper, the major third, which in the Meantone temperament is perfectly pure. So we tune the F below our A until we can hear it's pure, having a nice, stable and sonorous quality. First find the F. This is the third. Nice. Second note tuned. Now comes the scary part. We have to tune fifths down from the A and make them slightly smaller than pure. But how much? We more or less have to guess, until we arrive at the F we already tuned and check if we guessed correctly. Next note, D. First I tune a pure fifth. And now I will make it slightly smaller by raising the D. Third note tuned, but only preliminarily. We have to check it later. Now the next fifth down, G. Same thing, I first tune it to be pure. Then I make it slightly smaller. Now we can compare it to our first fifth. Do they seem equally impure? Do they have the same sound quality? I think so. Fourth note tuned, but only, again, preliminarily. Next we tune the octave up, so when we tune the next fifth down, we don't get too low on our keyboard. Octaves are always pure. So G. And the next fifth down, C. Again, tuning pure. Then raising the lower note a bit. And check against the first fifth. Now they don't have the same sound quality. That's better. Fifth note, preliminarily tuned. Now it's showdown time. Did we guess correctly? How does the fifth between C and F sound? To check, we have to tune our F an octave down. Now let's check. Very nice. Very similar sound quality. Ah, I'm happy. If the resulting fifth would be smaller than the other ones would be too big. If it would be bigger, then the other ones were too small and I have to do it all again. But I don't have to do that now. Now we continue tuning fifths down. We always want to check if the fifths have an equal quality of sound. Next, B flat. And an octave up. Nice. Step 3. Tune fifths up from your reference pitch using the instructions of the temperament. Now we go back to A and tune fifths up, always checking the sound quality. Next note, E. And an octave down. B. Next, F sharp.
Next, C sharp. Next, G sharp. And an octave down. Now we're left with the last fifth, which is no fifth but a wolf.
Now we tuned all 12 different tones, the temperament is set, success. Which brings us to step 4. Tune all the remaining keys by using octaves, pure octaves.
So if we go down, the first key we didn't tune so far was this one, D. Let's use the D an octave higher we already tuned and use a pure octave. Continue like that until you reach the last key. And do the same going up.
Okay, now we're done. We have the whole lower manual set in Meantone temperament with a reference pitch of 395 Hz. And the next step would be to tune the upper manual and then the 4-foot stop as well. But I'm really hungry, so I will do that later. If you need any further information on the topic of temperaments, there is an excellent video by Elam Rothem, the great Elam Rothem, featuring my teacher Johannes Keller, that explains the whole topic in depth and very vividly. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good time. Bye bye.